We can see when we're running the plurality with elimination method that we do have to constantly keep in mind what that majority number is to know if anybody has met that minimum requirement. We're also going to look at this example between looking at the plurality with elimination method, and then we're going to do a variation of it, which is called the top 2 IRV. So in this table up here, I have an election that's going to have 5 candidates, and we're going to find the complete ranking of the candidates using that plurality with elimination method. If we add up the number of voters across this top row, we're going to find that we have 29 voters. Okay, which means then, so 29 divided by 2 is 14.5. So we'll need 15 votes in order to reach majority. Now in these types of problems, you're going to need to show your work, which means I need to be able to see what's happening in each round. We'll need to be able to visualize then who got eliminated, and then who went forward to the next round, showing those vote counts along the way. Now you don't have to record your work in the same manner that I do, but you need to make sure that you are showing that information. What voters or what candidates are in each round, what are the vote counts in each round, and then who moves forward to the next round. Alright, so in the first round, I'll have all of the candidates, A, B, C, D, and E. Alright, so at this point in time, let's count their first place votes. So running through here, A had 5 here and 3 here, or 8 first place votes. Going back through here, B has the 8 here. C has the 7 here. D has 4 there, and 2 in the last column. And E doesn't even show up across this first row, so they have 0. My magic number for majority is 15. Nobody has hit that. So then we would eliminate the person with the fewest first place votes. Now technically in round 1 it would be E, which would be eliminated because they have 0. But if I went on to the next round, notice that none of these numbers are going to change because there would be no votes transferred to anybody else. So immediately I can eliminate the person that has the next fewest first place votes. So in this case, that person would be the me candidate D. So now I'm going to move on to the next round. At this point in time, A, B, and C are still in the race. Alright, so let me go cross out D in my table. So then I can think about where those votes went. Alright, so we repeat the process. A has 5 first place votes there, and 3 from this column, so they still have 8. B has 8 first place votes in the first column, and at this point in time, because of this candidate D being crossed off, they get these 2, so they'll be at 10. C has 7 first place votes from this column, and then 4 from that one. 15 was the number for majority. Nobody has at 15 or more votes. So now I'm going to cross off the person with the fewest first place votes. In this case, it would be A. So I'm also going to cross off A from my table. Now at that point in time, D was also eliminated, so I'm going to cross out D as well. And we move forward into our next round. So at this point in time, B and C are still in my election. And let's see how many votes each one has. So B has 8 from this first column. C gets the next. B gets the next column at 5. C gets the next column at 4. At this point in time, E was also eliminated, so I'm going to cross that out. C gets these 3. And in the last column, C gets those 2. Oh, sorry about that. B gets those 2. Alright, so B is at 15. C is at 14. B now has 15 votes, which is for majority. So at this point in time, B wins. Now remember, I don't want to just find the winner, I want to find my ranking. So I would have first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Now my winner is B. The person who got matched up with B against the last round would be C, so they would get then second place. The person who got eliminated next would have been A, so they get the third place. Now going back here, remember we had talked about E would have technically got eliminated first because they had 0, but we went ahead and eliminated D right away as well because they had 6, so that would be the first vote transfer. So E is technically in last place because they get eliminated first, and then D would have fourth place. Let's take a look at a variation of the plurality with elimination method called the top 2 IRV. In this variation, we're going to eliminate all the candidates except the top 2 in the first round and transfer all their votes through to the remaining candidates. So for this above table, we're going to find the winner using the top 2 IRV method. So we would start like normal. So we would have A, B, C, D, and E. A has 8, B has 8, C has 7, D has 6, and E has 0. So in this method, we're going to eliminate everybody except for the top 2 vote getters. So in that case, then, we are going to eliminate C, D, and E. And we immediately go to round 2, where I would only have then a runoff election between A and B. So in each column, I'm just going to look at A and B and see who's higher, and then that's going to be the person that gets the votes. So in this first column, B is higher, so they get those 8. In the next column, A is higher, so they get those 7. In the next column, A is in first place, so they get those 5. In this next column, B is higher, so they get the 4. In the next column, A is higher, so they get those 3. And the last column, B is higher, so they get those 2. Adding up my totals at this point in time, A has 15 votes, and B has 14 votes. And notice that the winner changes now. So as opposed to going through this step-by-step elimination process, if we just cancel and transfer the votes right away, notice at this point in time now A wins as opposed to B.